Hello everyone, my name is Nam and I'm going to do a presentation today about my snake game for the final project. So for project goal, basically what I hope to achieve throughout this entire process is to design a snake game which provides the following functionalities. It would have continuous movement, similar to the classic snake game. This would be different from from our class's requirement for the snake game, where it would require us to do input direction and the number of steps for the snake. For me, it's going to be continuous, which would mean the snake would move continuously when a key is pressed until it hits itself, a wall, or you press the key to change its direction. It would also have multiple food and bonuses with unique rewards to make the game exciting to play. It would also have multiple levels, saving and loading game functions. It will be programmed using the object-oriented programming methods involving polymorphism for all of the bonus classes, enhanced UI UX, meaning that I would introduce graphics into the game, exception handling, which would be handling all of the invalid user inputs. Let's go with class overview. The program would contain 9 classes, 6 of which are derived from a parent class. The first two are Snake and Game, which would be the base classes. These would not have any polymorphism involved in it. The next one would be Grabbable, which would be all of the consumable items in the game. This would be the base parent class. Next is going to be the bonus and fruit class, which are going to inherit from Grabbable. Then from bonus, there's going to be 4 other classes that are going to inherit from bonuses. That's going to be bonus star, bonus half, bonus bomb, bonus double. Then let's continue with the game images. This is going to be the snake image for the snake. The head would be this, the body would be just a green square for simplicity snake, and every single image is going to be 32 bits, which would be exactly 1 tile on the game screen. And then we would come to grabbable images. Apple would have 150 points, cherry 250, strawberry 50, orange 200, banana 100. And then for the bonuses, bonus star would increase the snake's speed and temporarily. Bonus bomb would give it points and cut its length back to its starting position length, which would be 4 in my game. Half would be just cutting the snake's length in half. I'm not really creative with all of these. And then I would have double, which would double the current amount of points. 4,000, you would eat it, you would get 8,000. Then coming to the snake class, I would have constructor, structure, numeration for all of the directions. For moving the snake in corresponding direction, I would have all bonuses, update and draw the snake, the getters, get score, length, position, get position, get direction string and score string, which would be used for saving and loading the game file, checking for collision with consumable items grabbed, collision with itself, edges, resetting the snake, loading the game back, starting position, and since I'm using SFML libraries, these are going to be its unique thing, which would be very different from our regular programming. So texture would be the texture of the head and the body. The sprite would be just the images that I showed you guys. Then I would have the vector of the snake parts, all of the snake itself. I would have score, time accumulator, step, snake length, which would be the length of the snake, direction, if the direction key is pressed, a float bonus timer, which would be amount of time that a bonus item lasts, grabbable, responsible for all of the consumable, which have 5 fruits, 4 bonuses, constructor destructor, getters, setters, draw, set position, and from here it would have string, get name. This would be a pure virtual functions, which would be implemented by the bonus fruits and its subclasses. I would have type here from here, also texture and sprite, which would be a common thing for developing games using SFML. I would go to fruit, also constructor destructor, getters. Then bonus here, I would have here, and then from bonus I would have the pure virtual functions, two of them actually. One is going to be inherited from grabbable, which would be get name, but from here I would have apply bonus, which would be implemented by all of the child classes here. I would have apply star, apply half, bomb, apply double, and I've already explained their effects on to you guys. And the last one would be snake, the game class actually, I'm sorry. This would be the biggest class in the game as it involves controlling everything for the game. Have area, level, constructor destructor, starting game, loading game, saving game, get random position, starting a random position for the snake on the board. It would have a game state, basically all of the available game state that you can play. Main menu, playing when you play the game, the main loop. Level 2, level 3, in-game menu, which would be pausing screen, death, which when the snake dies, ends when you end the game or you win the game. From here, you would have main window, everything is drawn on here. Current event, what's currently happening. Delta clock, which is a SFML unique utility class that measures the elapsed time. And delta time, which gets the time value from delta clock. I would have here all the pointers that point to the other classes that the game classes need to run the game. Bonus timer, every 5 seconds a bonus might appear. Some extra text on the screen that I will print later. The reset the game, spawn fruits. This would pick one of the 5 fruits to spawn, and it would push to here, which would have the 3 parameters, which would spawns the chosen fruit randomly. Same thing for bonuses. Check collision, checks for collision with the wall itself, with any consumable items. Death by hitting a wall, if the snakes hit a wall or not, also can be used to check if the snake hits itself. And then for here, I have a split string functions, which receives a string with format x and y and separates into 2 strings using the delimiter. In this case, the simple. And then it converts the 2 string into integers and stores them in x and y coordinates, which I can show you here. It would have directions, the amount of points, what's on the screen, what fruit item is on the screen, its direction, what bonus is on the screen, its direction, and the snake coordinates from head to tail. Then fruit for grabbable, loading up all the images I showed from here, and then loads up gets random position, the bonus, the fruit, the game. Right, the snake. This basically loads up the snake, which is not load up all the images, the texture, the position, destructor, moving, apply star. This cuts the snake's length in half, double the amount of random points. This I would put score plus equals 1,000 to add 1,000 every time it gets it. Then grab the items, check, see if it grabs an item. The snake's length will increase by 3. I could also make it 1 to make the game slower. Collision with itself, edges, direction string, update, which would be the speed of the snake. And then time accumulator, update parts of the snake, updates its head. Every time you go onto a new level, the speed will increase, which would make the game harder. And then you got drawing, resetting snake back to 0, snake length 4, direction up. This is for resetting the snake or restarting the game. And then you have main, which just starts up the game. Then grabbable fruits. Alright, let's go up to the game, which is the main one. This would load up all the fonts. For here, I try to catch an error where if the font fails to load from file, it would have an exception here. It sets up all the font, the character size, the color, extra text from here. Destructor deletes all the fruit, snake, and main window instances. It starts from now. And I also try to put an error here where if the game fails to launch, it's gonna put out an error that says failed to create window. I also make it so the game can run at a constant 60 FPS. For main menu, load up all the screen, the color. For playing, the game would start from now, and you would run the snake by pressing the arrow keys. You would update it. Bonus will appear randomly with a 40% chances to appear. It lasts for 3 seconds before they're gone forever, and a different one occurs. Check for collision from now. If the snake hits itself or a wall, the game would be sent straight to death. Update score, draw everything out so you can play the game from now. And this is checking condition for the next level. If you hit 1500s, you can go to main level 2, 3000 level 3, and if you hit 5500s from here, the game ends. You win the game. Then if you go to level 2, the game would stops and it would pause so you can press to go at level 2. Level 3 is here. It's easier to show it from now. You can press enter to go level 3. Otherwise, you can press 0 to 9 to save or escape to go to main menu. When the game ends, congratulations, you won. You're going to go to main menu and then it will just be restarting the game or exit to main menu. And then when you die, it would have the text showing why you died, as I can show you here. If you hit the wall or if you hit yourself. And you can also restart or go to main menu from here. See. And then when you pause the game, you can see here. Enter to resume, save game, escape to go main menu. And from here, it's save game. Saves everything in. And I try to put a error as well. If the file can't be saved, it would show up in the error saving game. Then for loading game, same thing would happen as well. But I can show you guys for this error easily. If the user puts in a file that does not exist yet, the game would throw out an error saying that the file is not found. And that would be a runtime error. This get random position, reset level 1, everything else is reset, and it's putting back to the main game state. Spawn fruit, picking one of the 5 fruits, loading them up, spawn them randomly. Same thing for bonuses. Check for collision, split string to save the game, and I will show the game right now. If I press 0, which is one of the save files, it will load up the game. And if I hit the amount of points for the next level, the game would pause automatically to ask me if I want to go level 2, which I would. Well, that's lucky. I got to level 3, so I can press enter, go level 3, and then I'd go from here. I would run everything. Then, if I hit myself, as I did, I could press enter to restart from the beginning, as here, and I can show you. Increase speed, and then I could press 0 to 9. I can press 6, which is one of the files that didn't exist before, but now it does, and go to main menu, and I will show you 6. And it loads up every single thing from here. And that concludes my gameplay and presentation. Thank you and have a good year.